Hi everyone, I'm back again with Esoteric Ebb, which I still hope that I'm saying that correctly. Um, for hopefully the last part, I did the second part yesterday and uploaded it. And now I'm continuing on with my playthrough. And I just noticed that right here, once you load it up again, and just to clarify, I am playing the demo. I'm not playing the full game. So this anything things could change later for the full release of it. I don't know. But for right now, we're just doing the demo, which is available for free in the Steam page. So, but I love that as you hover over the continue on the main screen, it gives you a brief what they call session notes. So this game is styled in the form of like a D&D RPG. So you're role playing a character. In our previous video, we did go over creating like the stats for our character. It was very beginner friendly. I did love that. I'm still kind of getting used to it. I'm not as knowledgeable about D&D gameplay itself, like in general, but I'm kind of catching on. Um, we've definitely had there was a lot of lore, a lot of background that we learned in the last video. So I'm assuming that there's probably going to be even more this time. But I don't know how long this video will be. Our last one was around like 3 hours. I don't know how long this one could be super, super short. We could be already at the end of the demo. I don't know. But I'm assuming the full gameplay of this game, uh, would be, you know, pretty long, which honestly, if it's even as half as good as this demo is, then I can already say that it would be well worth purchasing to try out the game. So I'm going to go ahead and read these session notes as a refresher, or in case you didn't watch that first video from me. And then we're just going to continue and see what's in store for us today. So it says, all right, so last time you got through the whole intro sequence. Just a day ago, a local tea shop exploded, and it's your job to figure out why. For some reason, you woke up at the bottom of a morgue. Great start. You had a little chat with Viskin, the pale-faced local mortician. Then you went out to explore the city. Now, Tolstad is a pretty big place, but just the tiny snippet that you're focused on already has a ton of people around. You had a ton to look at. Now, you still need to find that goblin chieftain. So we do have a main goal. We have a job to do that we've been assigned. So let's continue. We're still on day 1 technically, so let's go. So experience. You gain experience by completing quests and all that. Um, Pickpocketing, which I have not tried pickpocketing. I don't think I have enough skill. I think if it came down to it, I feel like I would get caught if I try to pickpocket anybody. So I've been leveling up. I notice I'm gaining XP the more that I talk to people, and I go get to certain dialogue parts with them. It'll give me a little notification that I gained some XP with them, or from talking to them. So, and then also with like reading and finding things. So we're kind of like slowly building up our character. So level 2. I like that it gives a little like, okay, kind of gives a little brief summary of like the levels there. Okay, so right now we are 4 out of 6 HP. I'm a little bit worried about that, and I think that's mainly because like when we last played, I think we took some hits to our hit points because of some like chances that we took, which in the game, uh it's like sort of like the actual board game, right? It's you would roll a dice to take a chance to do a certain action or to say a certain thing to someone, which we tried. We tried to flirt with this really nice orc lady over here, and it, I don't think it went too well. We were a little overconfident in ourselves. I'm gonna go ahead and move. I think I'm gonna move myself over here. And hopefully that looks a little bit better. Because I think I think some stuff is more popping up on the left side. But if I see anything pop up on the right side, then I will move myself again. But I'm trying to like show the screen a little bit more. So I am playing with just mouse and keyboard. Let's see. Just because it seems easy, I can just honestly, I'm not even using the arrow keys. It did say that I could use the arrow keys to move around or probably WASD, but I've been fine so far. So there was a situation going on over here with these what's what they were called? Dwarves. The dwarves and the orc lady. They have a permit to be here, but they were kind of sabotaged on that, and the politician who signed off on it put the wrong date on it. So technically it's not valid. But it's also not their fault. So I don't know what to do with that. So I'm just gonna, I mean, this is just a demo. Like I just want to experience everything that I can. So I kind of put that to the side. We can on the side over here on the left hand side, we do have our like a navigation panel. So we can see, we could always like if we want to remember about a certain quest that we're doing, we could always come back here and see the little summary for it to remind ourselves. So there is a big election week coming up that everyone is getting kind of excited for. Some people want it, some people don't. There are factions in this game, and so, each of those factions or guilds wants to win the election, basically. This is the first election that they've ever had. So everyone is trying to, support whatever their ideals are. Let me not even try to say that word. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I just can't talk sometimes. So this was funny. This was given to us by a goblin. I'm just kind of reminding myself too. Okay, and then that was what I was talking about, the dwarves and the orc. Okay. So that is good, and we could either click here to go back, or we can just press this too, this little arrow key. So can I talk to these people? No. What I've been doing too is making sure like I'm hovering over everything to see like what I can click on. And yeah, every time I try to like click the behold option, which is dexterity. So I'm guessing maybe like if I upgrade my dexterity more, I'll be able to actually like see this stuff. Maybe. But I keep clicking on it thinking like, oh, it'll give me like more insight, but so I'm gonna engage with this person. Huh? This merchant. Hello there, sir. The kid behind the counter taps a pile of newspapers. You a postie? Okay, so that is another thing. There's a lot of humor in this game. I like the humor. Some other people may not, but I think it keeps things a little spicy. So we could say, what the fuck did you just call me? We could say, I read magazines. No. Do you have time to answer some questions? So I'm gonna go with the last one. Do you have time to answer some questions? Questions about what? Um, okay, let's go. Let's get straight down to it. Let's ask about the tea shop. So we know that the tea shop exploded. We're supposed to find a goblin chieftain about it to talk to about it. Um, we don't know why the tea shop exploded or why we need to be the ones to investigate it, but yeah. So let's try to find out more information. Okay. He looks down the road. Not too much traffic lately, so sure. If my boss shows up, you gotta buy something though. Okay. So we have a lot of options that we could do. Um, some of them are crossed out. I'm guessing because we don't have enough of the money, which is crowns in this world. So, can you just tell me the news? What do you know about the tea shop? About the owner of this kiosk? And then citizen. Okay. What do you know about the tea shop? Except that it exploded. That part's pretty obvious, so yes. I was here, saw it with my own two eyes. Look over your shoulder toward the tea shop across the street. Uh, I heard it too. Definitely heard it. Let's see. Walk me through it. Okay. I set up the kiosk at dawn. By noon, the morning rush had calmed down. I remember the bike rack was full. Water lane workers mostly commute on the new bridge and flotilla, but the halfway bridge does see a fair share of bikers every day and night. Also, no dead in the streets. That too, sure. I hid in the back, thought it was attack. He's implying political motivation. How loud was it? Super loud. And shaky too, I almost fell over. Okay, what about the fire? I felt the heat even all the way over here. It was like the kid gestures a large sphere for you. Really weird fire, then he mutters, shrinking the size of his imagined sphere. Weird. Gone in an instant. You know what? I'm gonna move. I think for the sake of the dialogue, I'll just stay over here. I know I'm being distracting right now, moving myself around. I'm so sorry. Okay. Because I forgot that, like, the dialogue is mainly on this side. Like, there are some stuff on this side, on the left side, but I feel like it would be more important to have myself be on this side. That way you can see, like, the flow of the dialogue. Gone in an instant. Weird fire. Yeah, it was like... Look, it's gonna sound really weird. Lean in and say, I like weird. Just say it, kid. It was blue. Blue fire indicates extreme temperatures. Only for a split second. When I looked again, the whole building was on fire. But it was like normal looking fire. So I might have just imagined it. Okay, we can say interesting. Yeah, you're imagining it. Did the fire speak to you? We'll say we don't have any reason to ask him if it was talking, and I feel like that would be something pretty obvious. So he didn't mention that, so I'm just gonna say interesting. I guess. Let's see. Did you see anyone suspicious? Not really. Just the normal types. A goblin was arguing with a human by the temple. Just some mild shouting about some business thing. Otherwise, pretty dead around here usually. Anything else you noticed? I... Okay. He's not being completely forthcoming with his information. It's the fact that, like, we have to really, like, investigate this and, like, get out the information from him. I mean, he doesn't have a reason to trust us, right? I mean, we're just a stranger who came up to him and started asking about it. So I feel like if he did see anything suspicious, like, he doesn't really have a reason to tell us, but yeah. Yeah, sure. I did see Mr. Drummer. He's the owner of the tea shop. Former tea shop. Usually the tea shop's open in the afternoon on work days. So it's not weird to see him walking about all day. Chatty fellow, buys a lot of newspapers. Where was he going? Don't know. Saw him leaving the tea shop right before noon. Right before noon? Yeah, right before the massive explosion occurred. Interesting. The kid clicks his tongue. When you put it like that... Look, I don't know where Mr. Drummer is or where he went. Just saw him rushing down the stairs, guessing he headed for Water Lane, like everyone does. Did anyone else enter or leave the tea shop? No, just Mr. Drummer, he says, confidence in his voice. It was a boring day, so I pretty much just watched people all morning. Mr. Drummer was the only one I saw leaving the tea shop all day. Well, until the explosion. Did you see him enter? He stops and thinks, actually no. I never saw him enter that morning, so I guess he must have slept there or entered before dawn. And no one else entered all morning. Not a soul. Usually not too many people there in the morning. Or forenoon, really. Forenoon. That's a good word. I like that. People should say that more often. Feel very Norvikian. Yeah? I saw it in that Asgol newspaper once. They like using dwarfish words like that. Though my brother doesn't want me reading those copper papers. Okay. Copper paper. A newspaper printed on the magical copper sheets. The quality suffers in this production, but its popularity has skyrocketed with the indie papers around the coast. Still pretty expensive, but nowhere near proper arcane era pressing machines. Arcane era, the fourth out of 5 eras, when the Arcanists rose and dominated the entire coast, only to fall when the Coast War crumbled their empires to dust. Coast War, a near century-spanning conflict between every great nation of the Arcane era. Scholars estimate it claimed more than half of the entire human population. It is said to have begun in 398 AE by the inciting spark of the assassination of priestess Ilona, and it generally agreed to have concluding with the fall of Thazin in 481 AE, 57 years ago. Era. Modern scholars divide history on Jor into 5 eras. They use canonically important events as starting points for these eras, although this was easier when the Arcanists of Old Dimenor still had a common consensus. Not everyone agrees the so-called post-war era has even begun, let alone what it should be called. Okay, post-war era. The current era has lasted 27 years. The name was chosen and reads, the name is subject to change. So keep reading Asgol content, kid. Don't listen to your brother. He's probably a fascist. Don't read that slop. Read city approved articles only. If it teaches you fancy words like that, then it's probably good to avoid it. Don't want don't want to sound like a snob, or we could say I see. Um, I'm gonna go with the first one. We've been kind of like, um, I don't know if we've decided exactly what faction or guild we want to see succeed exactly, but I think we were kind of being like pro, like workers, pro like um, as Asgul, or however they say it. um, so I don't know. We're just, I mean, as long as I think we're just trying to be like a positive, good character as much as possible. So trying to help, trying to help people. So that's just what we're going with so far. We'll pick the first one. The kid nods along. Anyway, about the tea shop owner. Yeah. Did drummer act strange when he left? Just in a hurry, maybe? Saw him shuffle toward the stairs to Circle Square, probably heading down to Water Lane. Why Water Lane? It's the only place to go? Either that or the Goblin Garden, or the city below. Goblin Garden, a dwarven built citadel sitting in the at the south at the southernmost tip of Tolstad. It is now a goblin sanctuary and a greenhouse. I don't think Mr. Drummer is a city below type of bird. City below, short for the city below the city, a phrase used to describe the incredible amount of tunnels and ruins below Norvik. Lots of monsters and stuff down there. Also riches if you delve deep enough. So, like, dungeon stuff. Interesting. The city below the city, the vast ruins found underneath Norvik. Most define it as the parts of the city not yet civilized, although there is a legal definition set in place for each individual district. Okay. That's very interesting. I wonder if we'll get to see that in the demo, or if we have to wait for the full game to be released. Are you sure you saw him? Move on. Absolutely, no doubt. He trails off, muttering to himself. So he's not as confident. He doesn't sound as confident from when he was talking earlier. Ruffled feathers updated. Okay. He went downstairs to Pillar Crossing. That's all I saw. Okay. So he's not exactly sure. He was kind of guessing where exactly the other guy was headed. So we'll have to investigate. Probably poke around more. He is trying his best to remember. I've been going over it in my head. Pretty, shocking stuff. He's just a kid. Shouldn't have to deal with such terrible things. He's strong. He should take pride in that. What can you tell me about the owner of the tea shop? Mr. Drummer's a customer. Seems nice enough for a bird folk. A passively racist comment. Yeah? So, I've heard he hangs out at the Sphinx a lot, and that he's got connections with all sorts of folk. All sorts of folk. Politically. Asguls use the tea shop a lot. I've got some buddies involved in that scene. Okay, well, that's all about the tea shop. Alright. Well, I think we already asked everything, right? About the owner of this kiosk. Oh, my boss, Thalasos? He's a pretty nice merman. What do you want to know? There are so many different types of characters, like character species that learned about so far. Okay, so he's a merman. Um, a male merfolk, not to be confused with mermaid. Mermaid is a half-fish folk, not always female, but still called mermaid by humans, to the chagrin of their men. Okay, your boss is a merman? Yeah. He's in the river a lot, likes fishing. Um, what does he do around here? He stocks the stall, usually really early in the morning. Beyond that, I think he just does other stuff. He owns a bunch of properties around the city, so he's usually pretty busy. Um, some of these questions are a little bit nosy. um, can I speak with him? I guess he's not very talkative, but he usually fishes behind the kiosk in the afternoons. That's his only break from work, I think. But don't tell him I told you. Okay. So there are like certain times of the day to follow up with like certain things or certain quests. This is the second time I think that it's been like indicated, okay, if you go here at a certain time, you can follow up on this. Okay. Um I don't want to ask what he paid. I feel like that's so nosy. We just barely met this poor kid and we've already talked his ear off. Um I've got some other things I want to ask. Right. Um I don't want to ask. Can you just tell me the news? I mean, I guess I'll try. The boy stares at you. He's thinking of how to explain this to you. So here's the thing. We saw newspapers here. If I just tell you the news, we won't get any money. Um, are you a partial owner in this business? No. This kid is making an enormous profit for his boss each day, probably. Um, Only your boss loses on this exchange, but you are an employee, which gives you a stake in the business surviving. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Um, we're gonna leave. Hold on. Yes? Can I ask you a favor? Anything, young man. You are the future of the city. How much you paying? Just nod. Um, we're just gonna nod. I feel like if we say the first one, I don't know, it's a little presumptuous, but also it might make him not want to say whatever it is he's gonna say. So let's just nod. There's, I've heard there's trouble down on Water Lane tonight. Please go and make sure that nothing happens. Okay. Young and dumb added. I'll do it if I can. Why do you care if there's trouble on Tolstad? He looks down. Please, just do it. Give him a quick nod and leave. Okay, so it's 10:38 right now. So... okay, so, and also on the side over here... See, I couldn't really tell at first, but the more decisions that we make toward a certain faction, it's filling up these bars. So I'm guessing all of these different colored bars, it might be a little bit hard to see in the the darkness right now, but like as it fills up more, you'll be able to see them probably, but each decision or request that we do and dialogue options that we promote are going towards each of the different factions or the guilds. The more that we align ourselves with them. So it's very interesting. I think I said this in the first part of my gameplay for this game, but I love that it's beginner friendly. So like even if you're not as familiar with like D&D stuff like I am, like the game does try to give you give you things in pieces. So it's a little bit easier to remember, which I appreciate because I didn't even realize that I had done anything to help promote Free Strider. I thought I had only done anything to promote the Asgolis. So it's good to remember that I did that. Even though like I don't remember what specific thing I did or said to promote that other group, but it's good to know that I did. So sorry, I was kind of sinking in my seat. um I need to get one of those like little footstools so I stay in place more. Okay. So we do have that now going. Um okay, so this one was the ruffled feathers one. And this was about this is about the tea shop owner. Okay. The tea shop that blew up. Right. And River Tiki. Yeah, that's when we first woke up. So in the very beginning of the demo of this game, we were dead, I think, or at least unconscious. But I'm pretty sure they thought we were dead. And then we came back to life underneath. We just all of a sudden woke up, underneath the like Undertaker's like I don't know what to call. I don't know what the room was called, but there was a shrine and other dead bodies and all that good stuff. So, and then they found it, but they had found us drowned in the river. So, we don't know anything about that. We don't know why we came to that and whatnot. So, interesting. I'm trying to find. Okay, yeah, here it is. Young and Dumb. You hear there's going to be trouble down on Water Lane this evening on your first day on Tolstad. You should check it out. Okay, I do want to do that one. If I can figure out where Water Lane is, I will try to do that one. Because that seems very interesting. A trash receptacle, mostly stacked with old signs. Let's trifle with it. Oh, we got food. Okay, you reach into the bin and pull out a somewhat intact cardamom treat. Okay, please. You did not just... You it. Well, let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road. You see a cardamom treat in the bin. It's been out there for God knows how long, and you think to yourself, what the hells? I'll just eat some trash. Okay, to be fair to myself, I play a lot of Fallout, and if you're familiar with Fallout, out in the wasteland, you eat all sorts of awful stuff. Okay, I dig in trash cans all day when I play 76. We could say, calm down, it's not trash. Rationalize eating trash. Or it is done, you're too late. Hold up your prize and smile. Listen, man, maybe you don't know exactly what's going on here in this world of ours, but you don't need to lower yourself this way. Correct, a man does not consume garbage. Unless it's very tasty garbage. Taking stuff is great, but you can't just take a half-eaten pastry out of the trash, man. We could rationalize it or ignore the voices. They don't control you. We just ignore them. Yeah, so we have voices in our head, as you could probably tell, that help us rationalize things that are going on in the game. They kind of take the place of like having a DM or dungeon master kind of, as they kind of like give us more information to anything that we're interacting with or people that we're talking to. So like as you see the dictionary definitions popping up every time that we click on like the clickable words or phrases that give us more information about the world. Okay, so this is our inventory. And when we have that. +5. I mean, I think we're doing good. We're only missing 2 of our health. So I'm gonna save that. We only have a few items in our inventory, but okay, so okay, we had came from over here and then let's go this way. So this was the shop over there, and then can we talk to these people? No. Can I go this way? Oh, I can go up. Okay. Wait. I think I could yeah. What is this? No. Okay. The Great Perch of Norvik. Okay. Some writing on the walls. Behold. The central temple of Earth. Enter. Only have strength to, okay. Some of the I know it's not meant to stay on the it's meant as just like a loading screen. Like all games have those little helpful tidbits they'll kind of throw out sometimes when it's just a loading screen, but I kind of wish it would stay on the screen a little bit longer so I could read it. Cuz like I as someone who's like very new to this world, like any little tidbit helps. Like remind me. Um all who pass are mine to keep. Okay. Interesting. I think they had mentioned in the last game that their god is dead. I'm gonna see if I can talk to... What in the world? You saw that, right? I'm gonna go this way. I don't know what that little bug creature thing was. I'm gonna talk to this guy. The duck. His name is the duck. Okay. Engage. A dark iron can of a man sits alone on the temple steps. I like his weapon though. It looks really cool with those like purple engravings. His face obscured, an axe strapped to his back. This is a real man. A hero. Citizen, I have some questions, good night. His helmed head is slumped downwards, slightly. Is he asleep? Hello? No response. Why is he called the duck? Is he actually a duck? Wait. A metallic scraping noise fills your ear. The knight is moving ever so slightly. His head turns. Your name. Soldier. Arcane cleric, at your service, my lord. The knight's head slumps once again. Speak your mind, soldier. Who are you? He is silent for a while. You feel a light breeze pass through your armor. A draft? Perhaps there's a secret door here somewhere. The duck. Excuse me? I am the duck. That's wild. Nod, you should be proud of your name. That doesn't suit you at all, or quack and laugh. I'm gonna pick number 2. The knight does not respond. He does not wish to share more. Yeah. How do I open that gate downstairs? I have the key. Oh, can I have it? No. You are too weak for that. Oh, okay. Do we need to pass like a strength skill test or something? The man is correct. You need to get back to your strength first. The city below is dangerous. Oh, okay. So this is where we would go to go down into like the dungeon area. Got it. You should make sure to prepare properly before heading down there. Yeah, we don't even have a weapon right now. So, yeah, that wouldn't be the safest place for us right now. Perhaps bring more spells. Perhaps make sure to recuperate enough for you to once again be able to cast higher tier spells. It is embarrassing you have not already returned to your former state of esoteric mastery. The city below, it is darkness incarnate. Do not tread without care. Well, I'm not gonna say number 3 because I don't think he's loitering here. I think he's probably like here to guard it or something. So, whom do you serve? I serve, he says, trailing off. Radiant. Yes? Once again, he turns to look at you. The darkness within his helmet seeming to reach out toward you. I wonder if he's maybe like undead, but he's been like spelled to like talk, maybe? I don't know. As if grabbing hold of the very air you feel, everything growing cold. Okay. I serve nothing. I need to get a tissue. My allergies are acting up again. Excuse me, 1 second. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, okay, there's not too many original thoughts that he's having. So that's what I'm kind of leaning on. Maybe this knight isn't fully human anymore. Maybe he's a form of like undead. Oh man. Okay, so I don't think he would know anything about the tea shop, but let's just try to ask anyway. Yeah, not much. It's interesting that... Okay, so we can... I just barely realized that we can click on the duck. So let's do that. It's just telling us what a duck is. A waterfowl common in Ascani Lakes. Yeah. Okay. He'll talk? Why? Not like you can threaten him exactly. Okay. Where were you at noon on the 21st? Below. Okay, below. Can you elaborate? The walls shook in the crypts. I was on patrol. I was not in position to perceive any misdoings. There are thousands of tombs and crypts scattered below this ancient metropolis. The city below is endless, and most of it stands unexplored to this day. Okay, sure. Why were you in the crypts? Or we could say, wait, what are you patrolling for? I'm gonna go with the second one. He is silent and still for a moment. I have my purpose. As do you, soldier. Do not pry too deep. I'm just gonna say noted. I don't want to. He seems very intimidating, and I don't really want to make enemies right now when I don't even have like a weapon on me. I don't even know if I can have a weapon. I think I do have a slot for a weapon, but I don't have one. I haven't found one yet. I'm gonna say noted. He places an iron hand on his knee, waiting for the next question. That is a firm yet gentle reminder that he could crush you in an instant. Well then. Did you see anything suspicious before the explosion? No. Uh, got it. The knight nods slowly. Do you have any piece of info that would help me? He goes silent for a while. A man passed through the halls below. Civilians do not pass there. Interesting. I wonder if that was the tea shop owner. Oh, goodness. Okay. So the star witnesses updated. Okay, so now we have this thread. Okay. Past the crypt entrance, through the goblin's domain, into the southern caverns. Okay. That's the flip caverns where gravity is reversed below the city ruins. Oh, that sounds interesting. We could say a man. We could say what's past the crypts. How do I get to the city below? Well, we already know he has the key and he doesn't want to give it to us. So basically dive deep like some spelunker. This is great. Thank you, my good knight. I want to say a man. Maybe he can give us like some characteristics. Oh, okay. Dark hair, silk clothes, headwear. Dressed in yellow. Sounds like a Reedsian nobility merchant type. I feel like that was probably our, our merchant, but we'll see. What's past the crypts? The roots of the goblin's tree. Then more tunnels, the southern tunnels. Then the sewers. How do I get there? There are paths, most are trapped. Once you get there, the alligator might know more. His grounds are near. We could say alligator? Yeah, okay, sure. I'll look for an alligator in the sewers. His rage is endless, his appetite growing. Well, that does not sound promising if we ever get to that part. Do not anger him. He won't speak more about this horrific creature. The knight looks down, waiting for your next question. Okay. This is great. Thank you, my good knight. I kind of want to say, I don't want to say the third one, but I want to try out the fourth option here. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for this information. He is quiet. Has he been ordered to answer your questions? This feels forced. Now some other questions. The Dark Knight sits still on the steps. So what's up with the mess? Point at the ballot boxes. Without lifting his head, the knight answers in a cold tone. Election. Oh, so this is where it's being held. What are you voting for, my good knight? No reply. I don't know. Well, I guess we had kind of decided as Galism, I think. So, I think we'll just go for that. The knight doesn't even move. So this is where it's being held. No reply. Other questions? The knight Sits still on the steps. Where'd you get that cool armor? The knight sits completely still and does not answer your questions. Come on, I won't tell anyone. I think you're amazing. Or got it. Come on, I won't tell anyone. No response. This creature holds no grudges, yet his hollow disposition taunts your senses. You feel invalid next to this man. You must learn from his ways. We could do a strength test. Attempt to have a firm discussion about masculinity. Or we could drop it. It's moderately difficult. Maybe we'll try. I don't know. We've just been trying everything that pops up, so. Oof. We got it. Okay. He just sits there, ready for a good talk. Stare at him. The knight shifts slightly, his armor scraping against the rock. Okay, this isn't the rock they were talking about, but a gigantic bird, a beast born through esoteric means. There are a handful of them found throughout the skies of Ascani. Has nothing to do with rocks. Yeah. And then we're gonna breathe heavily. I don't know how this is helping our masculinity, but the knight turns to look at you through his helmet. A little more. Wait a bit longer. Soldier, your presence is unwanted. Present your query, then leave these hallowed grounds. I don't think he's a cleric. Do you know magic? Can you teach me magic? Do you have any spell scrolls I could have? The knight slowly grabs a skull out of his pack. He tosses it to you after a moment of deliberation. Ooh, okay, we got something. We got more spells. I think we already have 2, so now we have a 3rd spell. A spell with power. Memorize it, soldier. Already did. Close the spell scroll. He lifts his head. The darkness through his helmet focuses on you. No, soldier. Memorize it. I told you. I already did. Point at your temple. I'm quick. You... The Dark Knight nods and then lowers his head. I love the humor in this game. I'm having such a fun time with the characteristics of all of these characters. The developers did a really great job with fleshing out all of these little interactions that you can have with everybody in this world, and making it very memorable. You've earned his respect. Good. Your ability to memorize spells instantly is an incredible talent. He should be impressed. Okay, do you know magic? Yes. Can you teach me magic? No, He mutters to himself. Oh? I do not have time for that. Are you a cleric? No, I am a warrior. How does one become a true warrior? A warrior. The knight places an iron gauntlet upon his knee and leans forward. A whispering wheeze escapes the slits in his helmet. Serve. Until the coast falls in on itself. Until Jor breaks the veil and every god rips and tears our reality into shreds. Serve well. Serve loyally. That is what a true warrior does, no matter what. The wheezing stops. What if you serve someone evil? He shakes his head slowly. Place not the choice of morality into the hand of the one who swings the axe. Truth of alignment lies entirely within your god soldier. Alignment. An esoteric effect which brands each creature on the coast with one of 9 labels on 2 axes, lawful to chaotic and good to evil. It is debated exactly who or what determines the parameters within this effect. Spells like Detect Alignment are capable of parsing this effect. Detect Alignment, a first-level divination spell which allows the caster to see an esoteric effect around creatures who are not true neutral on the alignment axis. Clerics often use this as a utility, even if alignments are not admissible in Norvikian courts, since the oh my gosh, since the Earthfolk writes Order of 499 AE. Do not forget that. He lifts his hand and clenches it. Wait, who do you serve again? Viskin. Lich House Blues updated. Okay. He moves his head towards you. No, that is not Viskin, the mortician. Oh. With a sudden force, the Dark Knight slams his axe into the ground. Do not speak of that, soldier. I'm just gonna nod. He returns to his still position. Okay, so we were correct. I think the mortician brought him back. But I don't... So I think he is undead. Or like a form of undead. I don't know. I don't think he's a zombie because I don't think the zombies can talk, right? Or no. It said that there was a spell to make people talk. But I thought that was only for like 5 questions. And we've been asking like a ton of stuff. So I don't know. That's why I'm leaning more towards like some form of like undead. Like not fully human, but like somewhere in between. Do not. The knight is now waiting for another question. Lucky you, he didn't kill you. Okay. We're gonna leave. Just okay, and then we're auto-saving. Behold. Did it say anything? Oh, okay. It scribbled something, but nothing popped up. Engage. The runes fill your senses as you approach. The color is faded. This monument is hollow, void of all life and divinity. These old things are still around, huh? Are these rare? No, you will find shrines like this all over Norvik. Can I pray here? To what exactly? To Earth, of course. There are many gods listening to our prayers, always. So I can pray to some random god? You may pray as you wish. There is an internal element to it that is underappreciated. The shrine towers over you. To cast spells, you must first prepare them at shrines. Prepared spells can be cast when the cleric has a reason to do so, either in or out of dialogues. Each cast expends 1 spell slot of the corresponding level. So we can choose to pray. We can say what other gods are there. We can prepare spells. Wait, I can't heal here. Through divine assurance or something? Not precisely. The gods do not usually grant divine interventions for minor injuries. It's not like, Skyrim. Do you think they care? If you want healing, you have to do it. You have to do it yourself. With the power channeling through Earth, yes. Come on, is it really channeled? The guy's dead, faded, gone. You're most likely simply handling some esoteric leftovers, smudged on the strings. Of course you can heal here, but only if you pray hard enough. I mean, we can roll for it and just see. Let's attempt a prayer of healing. Hey, we did it! You focus your mind on Earth's symbol, his red eye, and you remember the words. Chant, watch upon me, Earth, shepherd of his folk. You're filled with the spirit of nostalgia and power. Let me pick up the burden, lend me your strength. Okay. You feel reinvigorated. This is it. This is prayer of healing. Cool. Yes, indeed. Sadly, you are unable to cast second level spells at this time. Okay, but we got the rest of our health again. So that's good. Okay. I mean, we weren't like super low or anything, but it's good to be at full health just in case. What other gods are there? Many. You know a few. Earth, father of Norvik. You've devoted your life to follow in his footsteps. Togig the gambler. A trickster. The type of god only famous for his ridiculous poise. Togig the gambler is often seen as a silly goblin myth. Togig the Gambler, a trickster goblin who united the tribes of Ascani during the Divine Era, most famous for cutting off his right hand to fulfill a prophecy. The Divine Era, the third out of 5 eras. When the first gods were born out of mortal folk, the power began to entirely fall into their wonderful and fragile hands. In truth, there are few goblins who still worship him after the conquest. The conquest, the correct way of referring to the historical event in which humans founded Norvik. Most humans, however, refer to it as the reconquest. Praying to Togig would, if you for some reason would get a response, only result in the exact opposite of whatever you wanted, so we don't want to pray to him. These are not actually gods, are they? No, not gods technically. It's complicated. These are the common divine avatars known to the various folk of Norvik. Long ago, the true outsider gods invaded Jor's realm. When the gates shut, their divine essence awakened walking gods along the coast. The gods you know are but a spiritual vessel of the true gods beyond our realm. A ruse played by powers in the beyond. Ridiculous. Okay, I'm done. So you are. Did the shrine talk to me? Okay. Can I prepare spells? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of writing. Let me move whoop, that's not me. Let me move myself really fast so you can see this. Okay, so we have stuff on the right side, we have stuff on the right left and right side. Preparing spells. To the right, you may view a list of all your available spells. In order to cast spells, you need to first prepare them by approaching shrines which are scattered around the city. For each spell you wish to prepare, fill in its empty slot to the right. You may only prepare a spell if you have a spell slot on the corresponding level available. So spell slots. To the bottom left, you may view your current spell slots, each circle represents one slot, which you may expand to cast a spell. You may only cast spells when there is a use for them. When a spell is castable during specific situations and dialogues, the spell tile button of that particular spell will be lit up. Spell tile buttons can be found next to your spell slots once you have finished preparing your spells. Okay, so it's talking about, I'm guessing it's talking about these down here. And right now we can only cast first level spells. We do have a second level, but that's the Prayer of Healing. And I think we have to be at, we can't use that in dialogue, I don't think. I think that's only at shrines. So we have Cure Wounds, Inflict Wounds, and Shield of Faith, and that's pretty much it right now. Okay. Preparing spells. Spells to prepare 3. And it's saying we don't have any prepared right now. The amount of spells you currently have prepared. You can prepare spells by visiting a shrine at any time. The amount you can prepare is 2 plus your class level plus your intelligence modifier. Difficulty class. This is the DC a target has to achieve when rolling a save against one of your spells. The DC is 8 plus your wisdom. I'm not gonna lie. This part where it's like such and such plus such and such plus such and such, like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. It doesn't make like complete sense to me. But I'm sure like once I do it more, it'll make sense. I'm one of those people where like I have to do something in order to like actually like learn it. So just hearing about it or reading about it, it's not sticking. Collected spells, the amount of spells in your spell book. Okay, so we have, yes, these are all of our spells. Okay, so I picked all 3 because we only have these so far. We can cure wounds, inflict. Okay, yeah, okay, we can look a little bit more. So the cure wounds, range is touch. It's instantaneous. So a creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to that, plus your wisdom ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs. Okay, so any creature. So I wonder if that means humans too? I don't know. But okay, so we can heal other beings, other creatures. So, okay. And is the first level, so like these first level ones probably shouldn't give us too much difficulty. So, since they're just first level. Inflict wounds. So, make a melee spell attack against a creature you can reach. On a hit, the target takes that necrotic damage. Ooh, okay. So the duration is situational, instantaneous. Okay. And they have to be within like melee distance. So we can't do that to somebody far away that, you know, they have to be like, we have to be close to them. Okay. And then Shield of Faith, which is like the first one I think we got. A shimmering field appears and surrounds you, protecting you from damage. For the duration, any loss of hit points is reduced by 1. Okay, so if duration concentration up to 1 hour. So I'm guessing this would be really good for like if we're going through like the dungeon or something to where like we know we're going to be like we know we're gonna be fighting, so maybe it would be good to like have it set up already. Okay. So, I mean, we have a better understanding of our spells. We know how to prepare them. So if we learn anything else and we want to switch out one of these spells, we would need to come back to a shrine. So there's a shrine here, and then there was another one with the mortuary guy down where we first woke up. So we know of two spots to switch out our spells so far. Now we're just gonna hit finish. Okay. So now we have our spells, and our questing tree is going bananas right now. We have so many things to look into, and we're still exploring. We're still trying to focus on the main thing, but we are definitely getting sidetracked. Does it say Goblin was here? Yeah. What in the world? Okay. Behold. A grand wood carving of earth, father of Norvik. Engage. You stare at the wondrous wood carving. A depiction of earth at his greatest, a true man. However, you also notice a message carved into the base of the art piece. This was not of the artist's intention. It says, Goblin was here. Heresy. What kind of ingrate would defile a sacred object? Goblin was here. Stare at the message. I should try to remove that message. My work is done here. Leave. Vandalization. Terrible to see. If you'd been here, you would have stopped it, surely. Either way, you must not become stronger. Oh, you must become stronger to stop this disintegration of society from spreading. What do I know about him? Goblin is an artist. He's technically wanted in most districts, but no one even knows if he's real. Oh, so he's kind of like, I'm trying to think of that artist that like just randomly leaves their art everywhere. What is it, like Bugsy or Buggy? Boppy? I'm so off on like what that. I'm talking about like a real life artist that goes around and like they'll just create murals in places and stuff, but I can't remember what their name was. But it's kind of like that. Um, might be a dozen little guys running around with paint and carving tools. Who knows? I should try to remove that message. You should. It's only right for the cleric to clean up such a mess. You should be worried about the work involved here. You'd have to take that carving knife by the candles and... Uh-oh. Our dexterity is not very high. I don't know if we... attempt to remove the goblin message. Or we could... Does this really have to be a sleight of hand thing? Can't I, like, use the power of my faith or something? What are you going to do? Close your eyes and pray? If you want to clean this old wooden thing up, you've got to handle it carefully. No. Prayer does work. Just put your trust into earth. He will guide you. Oh boy. I feel like we probably should have just walked away from this. I don't want to like destroy this monument. So we can choose to either trust our faith or trust our abilities. So the thing is like I don't think our dexterity is very high. So we may want to just trust our faith. Just because of like what we've put points into. Let's try. Yes, perhaps you can. Okay. Uh, okay. Attempt to remove the goblin message from the statue. Oh, we got it. Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. So I think when we have those little, I'm slowly picking things up here. Um. So our 18 or whatever we rolled is versus whatever that number for the DC is, right? So we have to either, I think, roll up to that number or roll higher than that number. And then when we fail the checks, it's because we got a lower number than that one. So I think okay, I'm kind of getting it. You start working, picking up the tiny carving knife, the same that was used to scratch the wood. You can clean this up real quick. Spend 10 minutes working on it. With dexterous fingers, you precisely carve a layer off the statue. Within a few minutes, the message is entirely gone. Glorious, wonderful work. Hanging onto a dead god, it's sad. Sad, it's a tragedy, but that does not mean we can forget his legacy. Fine craftsmanship is what it is. You could have been a woodcarver in another life. If it was in any way a lucrative career, that is. Looks much better now. Oh yes, you're cleaning the world, one message at a time. My work is done. Let's leave. Well, that's nice. And it's auto-saving again. Okay. What is this? Can we take it? I saw a plant over here, so. Time reclaims all. What is that? You see something shiny in the dirt. Let's trifle with it. Oh, a shard of drawer. Nice. Okay, so these, um, yeah, it's a little rock, and spend in dialogues to unlock dice checks. Okay. Well, we haven't needed it yet. I'm assuming it would be for more like important like dialogues. Right now we've just been going around talking to random people trying to figure out what's going on. Behold. The election looms. 4 days remaining. You see a bunch of scattered boxes and iron poles. The election is looming. You must defend the city. This pile is a wonderful metaphor for democracy. Democracy. Said to originate from early arcane era civilizations in Old Dimenor, it is the rule of majority. Those with suffrage may vote to enable their preferred government, a truly messy and ineffective process. How long do I have until the election? Well, they just said 4 days. Cool. Leave. I didn't want to say the first one because I'm like, they already said we have 4 days. Yeah, nothing much in here, so let's just leave. Because we already know that we can't go down. We're not ready to go to the dungeon area. So I'm gonna take a drink really fast before we continue. I'm drinking, if you see me drinking from 2 different containers, sorry, my allergies are starting to act up. I drink from my energy drink, and then I also drink from my water container. I try to stay hydrated, especially when I'm doing a lot of narration, because then I can start to feel my throat get a little dry. So let's see. Okay, so we had went up. Actually, you know what? Let me make sure there's nothing else like all the way down here. Oh, okay. I wasn't really expecting another area over here, actually. Darrow House, Tolstead Center, Pillow Road, Tolstead Water Lane View, Goblin Garden. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I want to go down before I continue going like way over here. Way up here. I want to go down and I want to see the tea shop. So, okay. This was the little stand, and it said the tea shop was right across from it. So, I'm guessing over here. Behold. This crate has something in it. Are we gonna get in trouble if we... Let's just try. Ooh, another one. Okay. We're collecting more shards. Okay. I don't know if it'll really help us in this demo, but I'm assuming in the full game those shards of Jor will be very helpful. Ooh, okay. We got food and crowns. Nice. Where does it have no, we're good on health. Okay, so it doesn't show anywhere else on the screen where shoot, let me move myself back. Go back up here. Okay. It doesn't show anywhere else where we have money except when we come into our inventory and then we click on it. Okay. Oh, and we are still a level 1 cleric. So. Yeah, our stats are not very high right now. Okay. So we couldn't talk to those people. Let's continue going this way. Okay, no, that's the kiosk. And then... Oh, okay. Wait, can we talk to this guy? Oh my goodness. Can I talk to you? No? Okay, never mind then. Sorry about that. Where is the tea house? Oh. What is this? A satchel. It looks greasy. Trifle? Oily instructions. What is that? A page of hard-to-read text titled A Gnome Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. -2 intelligence. Examine. You hold up the paper, finding it to actually be a torn-out page of a book. The name in the margin suggests the book is called A Gnome Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Read it, it's quite lengthy. The first step to understanding esoteric memorization is understanding the underlying powers at play. Jor's strings stretch across his coast, invisible to the eye, yet connected to all things living and dead. Jor's strings, the ley lines of esoteric power that holds the realms together. That hold the realm together. A spell is simply a set of rules you must follow in order to manipulate those strings into an esoteric effect. Yet those rules are themselves esoteric in nature. As such, most wizards will find it impossible to remember more than a handful of spells at a time. This is the big divide between cantrips and actual spells, as cantrips are both easy to remember and will not consume a spell slot. Spell slots are the common representation of how many spells of each spell level a caster is able to perform without rest. As a gnome, you are naturally gifted in the art of illusion magic. Other schools will be more difficult to memorize. A suggested harmless spell to use in training is the first level spell, Grease. To increase your chances at memorization, attempt to cast it at least 2 times per day. In the margins, there's a handwritten note that you managed to spot. It's written hastily in bold, like the author really wanted to hype themselves up. Oh, it says, every evening and every lunch break at work, remember, you can do it. Oh, how cute. Oh, an esoteric mishap. Magic is a blade without a handle, and so on. Indeed, grease is a dangerous spell. Intensely dangerous. Learn the spell. We learned grease. You quickly memorize the piece of paper. That's something, at least. Leave. I wonder if that's actually going to help us with something. If if we get into like a tight spot and let's see. It says situational and it lasts up to 1 minute. Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered on a point within range and turns it into low friction, difficult terrain for the duration. Okay, that could also maybe help in like maybe if we see something coming towards us, like an enemy or something, then it could kind of be like a trap, maybe. Maybe we can do something like that. Let's go. I'm just trying to see everything that's... Oh, wow. That is a big bird. Behold. A glorious seagull. Yeah, it is huge. Engage. You see a bird sitting on the halfway bridge ruins. It is large, its beady eyes staring out into nothing. Greetings, servant of the river. The bird does not appear to react to you. The giant seagull, you have a number of traumatic run-ins with them during your youth. Giant seagull, a native Ascani bird, they are an opportunistic feeder upon the coast, hunting the various large and monstrous fish and crustaceans, as well as scraps left by folk. They are seldom aggressive, despite their size. Well, that's good, because we went right up to it. These are not normally a danger to anyone. I kind of... It gives us the option to try to pet it. Pet the birdie. As you reach forth, the gull doesn't seem to react until it snaps at your fingers. Oh no. Pet the bird again? I want to keep petting the bird. I should stop. Right. You take a step back and the bird observes your movement. It does not want a pet, so yes, stop. Nod your head and leave. Okay, birds do not like to be, they don't want to be petted in this game. Got it. Okay, I thought I would be able to go to the tea shop. Maybe it's not... Maybe I'm not able to go to the tea shop? I don't know. I thought I could, but I don't think so. Or is this the tea shop? Oh god. Wait, what was that disappeared right there? So it looked like something had disappeared. I'm gonna go... Yeah, see, there it is again. What is that? I'm gonna go down here, I guess. Oh, no, wait, no. I had came this way already. Okay, got it. Okay, well... Oh, okay, this is the tea shop. Behold. The tea shop. Yeah, engage. The tea shop entrance. Mid scorch marks and cracked masonry, you approach a doorway. There are several planks blocking the passage. The tea shop. Take a peek inside. A powerful force left these marks. Fastened with several nails, you also see a paper. Coin Lord's meet updated. At the top it says with bold lettering, city notice, no trespassing. Does this include me? No, or else you would have the password. Try touching the planks. Touch the planks. As you do, subtle ripples of blue energy appear around your gloved hand. It is sealed. As you move away your hand, the faint aura shimmers in dark translucent blue and then fades away. The tea shop that blew up updated. Okay, so just standing near the door makes it clear that there's a locking spell cast on it. Standard procedure for crime scenes. Rude to lock people out. Crime scenes should be public viewing. Remember that you are here on behalf of the goblins. You still have not spoken with their chieftain. To complete this quest, you should probably do that first. Yeah, I'm gonna not do that, because I would need to beat 25. Okay. What kind of magic is this? It's arcane lock. Casting it on a bunch of planks is unorthodox, but obviously they got it working. It's a second level abjuration spell. It locks entryways until dispelled. Costs a bit to cast, but once it's in its place, it's quite a nuisance. It is used all over the towers. You need a passphrase to unseal it. Nothing that can't be solved with testosterone. Alright, we're just gonna bullhead our way into everything. Trying to force an arcane lock open is idiotic. Don't. Can I bypass the effect with magic? Can I guess the passphrase? But I can still break it down, right? Take another look at the planks. You take a step back and gaze at the enchanted wood. Look beyond the planks. Look around at the scorch marks. Look beyond the planks. You catch glances of still shadows beyond. A counter, fallen wooden beams. This place is a mess. Look around at the scorch marks. The marks go far. The flames must have been enormous, very clear signs of esoteric power. Arguably, these marks could possibly have been caused by a regular fire of a wooden house. The stone masonry does not have enough fuel to carry such a flame, unless the building was stacked to the brim with tinder. Check out the trespassing notice on the planks. Okay, yeah, we saw that already. It then continues with finer writing. By the order of Coin Lord Darrow, the following premises are under city seizure, under suspicion of criminal offense. Unlawful trespassing will be liable under 13 Holster contempt. 13 Holster, a collection of laws surrounding the lawful arrest of citizens. The law is the law. You need the magistrate's password. Magistrate. 5 rulers of the 5 districts. They are the Coin Lord, Home Lord, Shield Lord, Food Lord, and Law Lord. Each has a unique role for the city's bureaucracy. Sometimes the titles switch between districts, but generally, the housing districts holds the Home Lord, and the palace holds the Law Lord. Honey, are you okay? Coco, you okay? My dog was coughing a little bit. But she's okay. The palace, an unofficial nickname for the current rulers of Norvik. Named after the Palace District in which most central authority resides. The Palace District, one of 5 districts in Norvik, home of aristocrats, bureaucrats, and the remnants of Earth's court. I should leave for now. What is that? The name of the tea shop is illegible. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to actually stop here for tonight. We did quite a bit. We searched around this area. I want to do more tomorrow. I will probably do more of this each day until I finish this demo. I may jump into another game right after this. I like spending my time with this so far. I just want to save at a good spot while it just auto-saved. So I will see you in my next video. I am absolutely loving this so far. I already can tell that when the full game releases, I will be definitely getting this. So we will continue with the demo though until the game releases. And then sometime after I will get the full game. But yeah, I'm so eager to get into this again tomorrow. Probably tomorrow night, if anything. But I hope you liked this little tidbit more of the game. Not as long as my previous video on it. But still, we spent a good amount of time relearning some things that we did last time, and then learning more background. So I'm pretty happy where we are right now. So yeah, let me know if you like this game and if you feel like you want to check it out also. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. And I will see you in my next clip of it, or just in my next video, hopefully. Alright, have a good night.